Pioneer fans, Pioneer men's varsity basketball is live and on the air. We are live here at the Pioneer main gym on the campus of Pioneer High School, where it is your Pioneer varsity men's basketball team taking on the Bedford Kicking Mules. We are very lucky to have Coach Ahrens with us again this season. How you doing, Coach?
Very good. Anxious to get going, Mark.
Excellent, excellent. And let's kind of start off with, you did have a couple interviews with the coaches. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Sure. Did some homework. I always like to have a little background from both teams. My number one question was, and I didn't get an answer, well, maybe you can help me with this.
Sure.
Where in the heck did they come up with kicking mules?
That is a really good question. It's been that way for as long as I can remember. But that is a very unique mascot.
Yeah. And I like the logo. It's nice. And the coach is a graduate of Bedford, and he said, I don't even know.
It's been unique, and believe me, it's a lot like River Rats. You do not forget it.
Yeah, well, like Manchester, my hometown, Flying Dutchman.
There you go.
The only other school I know is Hope.
There you go.
Where Andy went to school as an undergraduate.
We're very lucky to have Andy with us doing stats again. We appreciate it. He watched his freshman son play and stayed through JV and is with us for varsity, so we appreciate that.
Yes, we do, and he always does an excellent job with our stats. Last year, Bedford finished 12-14. This is Coach Nick Brillhart's first season as a head coach at Bedford. He was a JV coach a few years ago, went to Whitford, and coached their girls varsity there for a couple of years and had a record of 27-19.
Nice.
They played 5 games this year so far. They're 2-3. All the games but one were decided by 10 points or less. They're averaging 53.6 points a game. Their defense is averaging giving up 53.2. He's got 3 key players we talked about. One is number 1, Hussein Salamai. He was a defensive expert. He's not a starter. He comes off the bench most nights. Good all-around player, he says. Also number 13, a junior, Corbin Miller, who I just met his grandfather a minute ago here behind the table.
Excellent.
Corbin's averaging 13 points a game and like 9.5 rebounds, almost a double-double.
Not bad.
And he stands 6'4". Also number 22, Nick Coverly, a senior and captain. Coach called him a Swiss knife. He can play all 5 positions and play them well. He's a defensive expert too, and he stands about 6 foot. Also found out before the interview, and I just reaffirmed it with him, his philosophy with the new program is number 1, defense, which I agree, and it's always been my number 1 thing.
Indeed.
And team play, building confidence. The program's been down a few years. He wants to build toughness, and people have to understand it takes time to build a program. It cannot be done overnight. So for tonight's game, he said a couple of key factors would be, number 1, take care of the ball. Insinuating Pioneer will take advantage of turnovers. So he wants to keep that turnover number to a minimum. He wants his defense to contest all shots and keep that second the second shot to a minimum. Don't give him a second opportunity with that offensive rebound.
Sure.
Always good talking to Coach Rich Marion. He told me this is his 9th season at the helm here at Pioneer. Altogether, he's been coaching 12 years. Last year, Pioneer ended up 13-9. He's excited for the same reason I am. This is our first home game.
Indeed.
And the staff and the players, want to get home in front of their families and get out to a good start. And we did talk about that start, winning 2 of the first 3. And 3 of those 4 teams on this schedule are tough, competitive teams.
Absolutely.
And he lost to Farmington, which he said is a very good team, and they're ranked pretty high in the Detroit area. He lost to them by 6. But they're averaging about 10 points more, 62.3 per game, and they average giving up 55.3. A couple key players coming back is we enjoyed talking about Jordan Harrison last year.
He's been good his entire career, but he really came into his own last season.
Yes, and now he's a year older, a year wiser, and he had 38 against Farmington.
So he's already hitting his stride.
Well, with the bad news, he's all set. I got ahead of myself here. So also number 23, Delogan. Number 23 is out sick.
Oh, that's no fun.
Okay.
Hopefully he gets better soon.
Yes.
Stuff is going around, so everyone keep healthy, have your vitamin C.
Exactly. And the big kid, Whitridge, 6'8", senior, is out with a broken wrist.
Ooh, that's no fun. Hopefully he'll get.
He told me his primary sport is baseball, and he's committed to play somewhere, but we don't know where. So I asked Coach Marion if he had a busy summer, and he said he attended several camps. If there's any key stats, goals for tonight, it's out-rebound them and grab 70% of available defenses. That's a new stat.
Sure.
You go after 70% of any available rebound.
And we'll have to pause for a moment for the national anthem here. About to have the starting lineups announced. Anything else you wanted to mention that Coach Marion had said?
Yeah, just two quick items. He thinks the PIP, which we keep, that statistics, points in the paint is vital, and he wants his offense to attack the rim, not be satisfied with the perimeter jumper.
Absolutely. And then we're about to have the starting lineups, and then we'll have Coach talk about the wealth of officiating we have and that we're very lucky to have here.
Should we do the officials real quick?
Yeah, let's do that.
Tonight we got 3 veteran officials. One is Mike Kovalich. He's been on the court officiating at the varsity level for 39 years from Plymouth. We have Chris Dupre. He's been at this for 19 years, and he's from South Lyon. And a veteran of all 3, Mike Kane-Bush, 44 years from Monroe.
Wow. That is impressive.
So, yes, that totals up. The first time we've had 103 years of experience.
That is impressive. Remember, we need young folks, too. So Miller and Gartee out. Richardson and Bailey already announced for Pioneer in the starting lineup. Sheaves comes out as he's starting for Bedford.
Number 15, junior center, Jeremy Boylan.
Bolin gets the start for Pioneer.
Number 22, senior guard, Nick Coverley. For Pioneer, number 2, senior guard, Jordan Harrison. And for Bedford,
Harrison being announced.
25, senior guard, Ish Hockey.
And Ish Hockey.
Number 4, junior guard, Amari Ellington.
Ellington is the fourth starter for Pioneer.
Nick Brillhart, assisted by Joel Albering. Pioneers head coach Rich Marion, assisted by Nate Breton and Ken Jackson.
So we are
And the
getting
third team on the court tonight, the official. The umpires are Mike Kabulich and Mike Knabush, and the man in the middle, the referee, Chris Dupre.
So we are about to get ready to go right at center court. As we're excited to get this one going. Boylan in to take that on the other side. That was moved over by Miller. As Bedford has it first, over on the near wing is Hockey. Over onto the far wing, loose. Getting it back is Coberly on the near wing. Coberly being watched out there by Bailey, hands it off. That's over to Garty. Back over on the far wing, over to Coberly. Trying to shake free, comes into the paint, makes a move, puts it up off glass, and Coberly puts it in. So he has his first points, and it's 2-0. Harrison quickly head for Pioneer into the paint. Bounce pass as that's over, picking up. Boylan picks it up, that up off the front of the rim. Pulled down by Bedford. They have the rebound and the ball and the 2-0 lead. Garty brings it ahead. Being watched back over there by Ellington. And trying to pull it away is Boylan. Boylan with the steal ahead to Harrison. Bounce pass underneath. Trying to get that over to Richardson, and there's a foul. As being fouled is Hockey. As the first foul on Pioneer. Did not see who they said committed the foul. So Ellington picks up the foul. That up into the paint and in. Nice job by Ellington. He picks up the foul and picks up his first points of the game. Flashing into the paint and putting it up. 2-2 is our score. 6:45 left to go. As bringing it ahead is Coberly. Ahead for Bedford. Gets over center court. Harrison watching him. Coberly has it knocked away. Good job to get on top of it, getting it back by Miller. And with the ball just inside of midcourt is Garty. Garty puts it into the near corner for Coberly. Top of the key for Miller. Now over onto the far wing. With it over there's Hockey. Flips it back. Top of the key for Garty. Now over onto the near wing. Coberly has it. Stolen away by Harrison. Reach-in foul. And it's going to be the first foul on Coberly. He'll pick up his first foul. And it's already been some fast hands for Pioneer, making it difficult for Bedford, Coach.
Yes, it has. But they're playing at a good pace right now. They're not speeding up.
Harrison to the baseline, bounce pass underneath. Boylan puts it up and in. Boylan gets his first points of the game, and it's 4-2. Pioneer with the lead. Garty brings it ahead for Bedford, right over midcourt. As picked up by Ellington there, bounce pass over onto the far wing. That is Miller. Miller to the free throw line, hands it off over to Hockey. Now taken away, trying to keep it in bounds. That was Harrison with a fantastic opportunity. It just couldn't keep the momentum from going out of bounds. Inbound by Miller for Bedford, Sheaves. It's all the way back in the backcourt for Garty. Garty coming up ahead. Ellington picks him up right at midcourt. Now over onto the near wing. That tipped away down the baseline. Coberly puts it up, fell off the front of the rim. Miller puts it back up and in. That's Miller's first points, and it's 4-4 with 5:12 left to go. Ellington has it in the front court for Pioneer. Over into the near corner for Richardson. Richard down the baseline. He ends up down on the court. Ball out of bounds. That is going to be Pioneers' ball. No foul, just off of Bedford with 5:04 left to go. All knotted up at 4 apiece. Richardson has it. Now over to Boylan at the far elbow. Hands off to Ellington, top of the key. Ellington over into the far corner. That put up by Bailey. Falls off to the near side. Harrison for 3. And off the rim, off the glass, fell away. Coberly with it. Coberly brings it over midcourt for Bedford into the paint. That put up high off the glass, pulled down by Pioneer. Good job by Richardson. Here comes Harrison down the paint. Dishes off to Bailey for 3. And off the rim, Boylan trying to get to it. Boylan battling it, a good loose ball rebound. That knocked out of bounds, and it's going to be Bedford's ball. So really good job by Boylan to get to it, but then tipped away from him. Still at 4-4 with 4:30 left to go here. Garty brings it ahead for Bedford. Ellington picks him up right at midcourt. Now on the near wing, Garty comes top of the key, down the far side of the paint, stops, puts it up, falls off to the near side. Richardson with the rebound. Here comes Harrison. Harrison over midcourt for Pioneer. Harrison right to the free throw line. A whistle. That is going to be a foul. Sheaves picks up his first foul. Pioneer will inbound baseline left. 2 fouls on Bedford this quarter. 1 on Pioneer. Harrison gets in the far corner. Harrison comes into the paint, stops, dishes it underneath. Sy trying to put it up. Off the glass, off the rim, falls down. Hockey the other direction. Hockey gets it over to Garty. Garty slowly makes his way over midcourt. Picked up by Ellington there. Ellington has it. Right top of the key. Now handoff for Garty. Garty into the far corner for Hockey. Hockey puts it up off the back of the rim. Wouldn't go. And that put up, I believe that was Sheaves who got it, and it's 6-4. Bedford with the lead. Harrison stops, puts it up and in. So Harrison with his first points of the game. I think they actually changed that to Hockey. Foul is on Sheaves. That's his second foul.
Luke Whetstone, number 10, now in for Bedford.
So now Harrison has the opportunity to take the lead with 3:31 left to go in the first. That up and in. So Harrison leads his team with 3 points. Bedford brings it up. Garty with it. Ellington picks him up right at midcourt. Garty spins with it right at the blockades. That's handed off to Miller. Miller comes top of the key, and Harrison gets in there. Harrison coming ahead. Harrison trying to put it up. He's fouled going to the rim. And it's going to be the 4th foul on Bedford. 1 more, and Pioneer will be shooting.
Fouls in Gordon Miller, that's his first.
Miller picks up his first foul. That's going to put Harrison to the line, shooting 2.
Harrison's doing a really good job at the defensive end.
First one is up and good. Absolutely, those quick hands make a difference.
And he's got him with 5 touches, meaning deflections or steals. And more often than not, the good defensive play ends up in good offensive play.
Absolutely. Up and in. Harrison leads all scorers with 5 points. And it's 9-6, 3-point lead for Pioneer. Garty brings it ahead, and that's going to go out of bounds. As that's going to be a foul on Harrison, I think. Nope, it's not. Sorry, the officials did the right thing. They talked about it. They got everything straight. Love to see that. And now that ball goes over to Ellington. So Pioneer inbounds. Ellington to Harrison. Back to Ellington. Ellington over midcourt with just under 3 minutes left to go here in the first. Boylan has it. Back to Ellington on the far wing. Ellington stops, picks up the dribble there. Ellington bounce pass over to Harrison on the far side of the paint. Harrison into the paint. Harrison spins with it. Finger roll up, comes off to the near side. Rebound by Bedford, bringing it ahead is Hockey. Hockey down the far side. That tipped away over to Ellington. Pioneer Again, heavy defense coming ahead with it. That ball put up off the glass, would not go for Saito. And quickly the other direction. Here comes Bedford with 2:24 left to go. Garty slows it down. Saito picks him up right at midcourt. Garty gets that over to Whetstone. Whetstone, top of the key. Whetstone trying to work his way and stolen away by Harrison. Harrison stops into the paint, puts it up, and it is good. And a foul. Harrison with 7 points. So Whetstone picks up his first foul. Harrison has 7 points, trying to make it 8 points here. And already Harrison really letting his work be felt early in this game.
Man, I tell you, coaches love seeing a point guard in the attack mode like he is. And he gets 3 the old-fashioned way.
Absolutely, that one good. Here comes Bedford again. Pioneer defense in the backcourt, as that is going to be, I think, a foul on Cy. He'll pick up his first foul. By the way, Bedford does have 5 fouls. So 2 fouls on Pioneer, 5 on Bedford. So Pioneer is shooting 2 shots the rest of this quarter. It does reset at the end of the quarters. Lestock sends it in, that over to Salami. Salami, that up and in. Leave that. And up and good the other direction by Cy. So it is 14-8, Pioneer with the lead. Miller has it for Bedford. Gets that over to Lestock. Lestock top of the key, working against Harrison. Now Ellington comes over for the double team. Lestock picks up the dribble, but gets it back to Coberly. Coberly just inside of midcourt. Coberly has Ellington on him. Coberly. That ball coming in into the far corner. Back to Coberly it goes. That was Albring with it. That ball whistle. Looks like Saito picks up his first foul. That's going to be the 3rd on Pioneer. And it's going to be inbounding baseline right for Lestock for Bedford. That is going to be Pioneer's ball with 1:07 left to go here in the first. 14-8, 6-point lead for Pioneer. Cy gets it in. Here comes Ellington. Ellington bringing it up the near side of the court over mid-court. Over to Cy, top of the key. Now back over to Ellington on the far wing. Ellington comes down the baseline. Dishes it off to Saito for a 3. That one a little strong. Tipped and trying to keep it in bounds, but couldn't do it, was Boylan, and that is going to be Bedford's ball with 52.1 seconds left to go. Inbounding is Lestock, and Lestock gets it back in the backcourt. Full court pressure by Pioneer. Coberly moves it ahead, that over to Miller. Miller down on the far wing. Miller gets it back. Miller being watched by Boylan, hands it off to Coberly. Coberly has Saito on him. Coberly has a big size difference. And passed off over to Lestock. Lestock now over onto the near wing, back over to Miller. Miller onto the far wing for Albring. That is going to be Pioneer's ball with 25.8 seconds left to go. No, sorry, Bedford ball. Here I was listening to the Pioneer fans right there. Gotta listen to the officials, not the fans.
Right.
25.8 seconds left to go. Lestock inbounds it into the far corner. That put up for 3, a little too strong by Hockey. Out of bounds, that will be Pioneer's ball with 22.3 seconds left to go. They have the 6-point lead. Ellington gets it in. Now bringing it ahead. Over midcourt is Harrison. Harrison with a game-high 8 points. He's just inside of midcourt. Pioneer playing for the last basket of the quarter. Harrison coming down the far side of the paint. Stops, puts it up. Oh, it rims out. 3 seconds left. Coberly coming the other direction. He puts it up, and that ball's short. So at the end of 1, it is Pioneer 14 and Bedford 8. What are your thoughts on that first quarter there, Coach?
Well, 14-8, I think Pioneers did a pretty good job defensively. They're playing good man-to-man. They're contesting When I say contest shots earlier, I should widen that. We're not, when you play good man-to-man, you're not just contesting the shot. You're contesting that ball to make it difficult to even make a pass.
Absolutely.
Or put it on the floor and attack that way.
Absolutely.
And Bedford's doing a good job of that, but not 100% consistent. And I notice the spacing, Bedford's maybe a half a foot off that offensive player, and they got to pressure that ball. And the coach mentioned that was key for them tonight. And Bedford's defense has got to be concerned. I'm sure he's talking about Harrison right now. We got to at least slow him down a little bit so the team can get back in the paint and defend. And so, in a nutshell, Pioneers playing good fundamental man-to-man defense, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Which a lot of times is easy in the first quarter, and as the game progresses and you get tired, the players don't bend their knees as much. They stand more erect and relax.
Yeah.
So it's a good start.
As 8 minutes up on the clock, heading into the second. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate that. As it is going to be Pioneers ball. As they have the possession arrow. Saito, the inbound right in front of us. Saito gets it into Ellington. Ellington makes it over midcourt for Pioneer. Ellington over on the near wing for Cy. Cy gets it over on the far wing. Harrison with it. Harrison trying to make his way in. Over to Saito. Saito for a three. Off the rim, off the glass. Wouldn't fall. Trying to get to it. That pulled away by Bedford. Collapsing in the corner. Buys trying to get that one away. So Bo Buys will pick up his first foul. Pioneers first in this quarter. 7:41 left to go. Pioneer up by 6, 14-8. Bedford has the ball. Lestock trying to bring it ahead. Pioneer again, full court pressure. Over onto the far wing. That ahead to Hockey. Now Coberly coming down the near side of the lane. That ball a little too hard off the glass. Here comes Harrison. The other direction for Pioneer. Harrison into the front court. Harrison over into the far corner for Ellington. Ellington working his way around onto that far sideline. Ellington on the far wing comes top of the key. Ellington trying to work his way around Coberly into the paint, into the near corner. Harrison down the baseline. Harrison underneath trying to put it up, and a whistle. That's going to be a travel over to Bedford with 7:07 left to go. So good defense on the baseline forces a turnover by Pioneer. Here comes Coberly ahead for Bedford as he approaches the midcourt line. Right over midcourt, Ellington picks him up there. That tipped away. He's in the backcourt and grabbing it. Coberly gets it back. Coberly makes it, and there's going to be a whistle.
That's his second.
So Ellington picks up his second foul. Bedford will inbound on the near sideline. Lestock has it there with 6:49 left to go before halftime. Inbounded, trying to get it over there is Wingate. Up and wouldn't go off the glass. Cy coming ahead with it. It looks like that's going to be a reach-in foul. Hockey picks up his first foul. 2 on Pioneer this quarter, 1 on Bedford. As Cy inbounds to Harrison. Harrison over midcourt for Pioneer. Harrison approaches the top of the key. Gets a screen from Buys, puts up a three-pointer, that off to the near side and out of bounds. Bedford ball. Pioneer has yet to kind of get the feel for the three-pointer. They put up a couple and they haven't hit one yet. 6:30 left to go here in the second, 14-8. Same score we had at the end of the first. Coberly brings it in into the near corner. That put up in a three-pointer by Hockey. Hockey now has 5 points and leading all Bedford players. Bailey quickly down. He puts that up and in, and that's going to be an offensive foul, it looks like. Charge on Bailey. He'll pick up the foul, and that is going to be 3 fouls on Pioneer as it's a 3-point game now.
Mark, you mentioned that three-point field goal. Right now, Pioneer's 0 for 7 from the arc, and Bedford's 1 for 2.
Bringing it ahead is Coberly. Coberly right over midcourt. Gets it over to Wingate. Back to Coberly. Coberly In along the near wing. That back to Coberly at the free throw line. Puts it over into the far corner for Albring. Albring putting that up off the back of the rim. Rebound back over there by Sheaves. Back out into the far corner. Bedford with it all the way back to Coberly. Coberly into the paint. Coberly into the far corner. Put up there and a three-pointer by Albring. Albring puts it up, and now Bedford 2 for 3 from 3 points. Harrison quickly ahead for Pioneer. It's 14 all. Harrison, top of the key, over to Sai. Now over to Saito on the far sideline. Harrison, top of the key, down into the paint. Puts up a floater off the back of the rim. Wouldn't go. Battle for it as Buys has it. Buys over to Sai. Sai on the far side. That put up by Saito for 3, and he hits it. Saito gets Pioneer's first three-pointer, and it's 17-14 with 5:05 left to go here in the second. Coberly brings it ahead. That tipped by Buys. So no over and back. Brought ahead by Wingate. Wingate trying to get it into the paint. That put up off glass and in. That was impressive by Albring as all of his momentum was taking him past, and somehow he got it into the basket. Pioneer ahead now, 17-16. Side puts up a three-pointer. That one is in, and Pioneer seems to have found their rhythm from three. Saito with one, Side with one, and it's 20-16. Coberly over midcourt to the free throw line, into the near corner. That one put up off the back of the rim by Hockey. And
looks like a flop, Orton.
Gotcha.
I didn't see who it was. 25.
Gotcha. So warning there on Hockey. 4:19 left to go here in the second. Pioneer up 20-16. Harrison over midcourt for Pioneer with a 4-point lead. Saito coming down the baseline. Dishes it underneath the Buys. Buys puts it up and in. Buys with his first point of the games. He has two. And it's 22-16. Pioneer with the lead. Garty coming ahead for Bedford over midcourt. Bailey trying to keep with him as there was a screen, and that's going to be an offensive foul. I believe that's on Wingate. Yep. So Wingate picks it up. I believe that was a moving screen there. So Miller comes back in for Bedford. 22-16, Pioneer with the lead. Buys, hands it off to Harrison. Harrison on the near wing for Pioneer. Harrison to the near elbow. Harrison into the paint. Puts it over into the far corner as Bailey puts it up and in for 3. So Bailey has 3 points, and it's 25-16. Garty brings it ahead for Bedford. Bailey picks him up right at midcourt. Coming down the far sideline, down the baseline, and that tipped out of bounds. I believe that's going to stay Bedford ball with 3:28 left to go here in the second. Get 3 fouls on Pioneer, 2 on Bedford in this quarter. Into the near corner for Miller. Miller trying to come down the baseline. Miller puts it up off glass. Wouldn't go, but contact underneath. So Buys picks up his second. That is going to put Miller to the line as it was in the act of shooting. Miller puts it up off the front of the rim, wouldn't go. One more coming for Miller. So Salami in. Boylan back in for Pioneer. Salami in for Bedford. Miller ready to put it up, and that rims out. Ball on the ground. Bailey trying to get to it as I believe that's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow. It's going Bedford's way, but we'll take a timeout here, it looks like. Well, there's been a couple rule changes, Coach. What are the big rule changes that's been going on this season?
Well, the National Federation met this summer like they always do, and they review rules, and Sometimes they add some, sometimes they change some, sometimes they just drop them off, and there's a few, but the main one, and I talked to the officials for a minute about this, is and I'll make this short to the point, the goaltending rule. Not that now the goaltending rule stands as when the ball hits the glass, hits the backboard, it's automatically considered it's on the down trajectory.
Okay. So even if it hits it and goes back up a little bit.
So it used to be you could misinterpret that, or you could be interpreted either way, but now it makes it easier for the officials.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. Especially you don't have video review or anything like that, so the easier you can make it, the better the calls are.
Yes.
Bedford inbound, baseline right with 3:20 left to go before halftime, 25-16. Pioneer with a 9-point lead. Salami in to inbound, baseline right, and that is going to be a foul on Bedford. Looking to get the number there. As officials talking to the scorer's bench.
Nick Coberly, number 22, in for Bedford.
So Coberly gets the next foul. Into the far corner, that put up by Saito wouldn't go. Here comes Bedford the other direction as Coberly has it. Coberly into the near corner. Miller working down the baseline for it, taken away, but a foul and stepped out of bounds. That's going to stay Bedford ball. 3 minutes left to go before halftime, 25-16. 4 fouls for Pioneer, 3 for Bedford in this quarter. And then another timeout as they want to talk it over, as that looks like Pioneer calls their first timeout.
I'm sure Bedford's setting up his favorite play right now. It's be nice to get 2 points out of this possession. You got the ball on the baseline. But it's exciting, that little run where both teams are hitting some threes, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
The scoreboard's rolling.
Definitely. Well, boy, I was starting to think maybe Pioneer needed to go away from the 3 because they were 0 for 7, but they found their rhythm there and really started to get it. So here comes Bedford out. 3 minutes left to go before halftime. 25-16, 9-point lead for Pioneer. Bedford inbound, baseline right. Salami there. The inbound. Salami. Bounce pass, and that's stolen away by Harrison. Harrison bringing it for Pioneer over midcourt. Harrison over to Bailey, top of the key, back to Harrison on the near wing. Harrison trying to get into the paint. Dishes it back off, top of the key to Sai. Now over on the near wing to Saito. Saito comes to the far elbow, now back on the far wing. Bounce pass, trying to get it into Boylan. Taken away. Here comes Bedford the other direction with 2:37 left to go. Coberly has it into the paint. That put up and in. Coberly now has 6 points, and it's 25-18. Pioneer with the lead. Harrison is grabbed as he tries to get by the defense. That's going to be a foul. Looks like that's going to be on Garty.
Evan Garty gets the foul in his first.
Maybe that's the only way they can slow him down.
Indeed, absolutely. There are sometimes when a foul is a good thing, right? As Saito inbounds into the far corner, trying to work his way over. Harrison gets it to Boylan. That's going to be jump ball. Pioneer with, or Bedford with possession, excuse me. Whetstone, inbound, baseline left with 2:20 left to go. Here comes Salami. Salami ahead, gets it back over to the far side to Whetstone. Whetstone on the far corner, all the way over to Coberly. Thought it was going to come right over to us. Coberly steps back, loses the ball, but gets it back right on the near sideline. Coberly floats it over onto the far sideline. That for Albring. Stolen away. Here comes Harrison the other direction for Pioneer. Bumped from behind. That is going to be a foul on Whetstone. That's his second. And that is the 5th on Bedford. So Pioneer to the line the rest of this quarter.
That's a sign of a good guard, what Harrison just did there. He sensed that defender coming up on him, and he just scooted over in front of that defender, slowed down a little, and drew that contact. But before that, I think Marion just did a good job. He caught them off guard with that full court press.
Absolutely.
Turned into a turnover, and, well, 1 point so far.
Harrison hit the first, second one coming. Trying to make it a 9-point game, falls away to the far side, but that put up off to the near side, that grabbed down by Miller. Miller coming the other direction for Bedford. Now here comes Coberly over midcourt. Coberly gets a screen, comes down the near side of the paint, puts up the finger rolling in. Coberly leading all Bedford scores with 8. So 26-20, Pioneer with a 6-point lead, 1:36 left to go before halftime. Saito has it on the near wing. Saito on the near sideline, floats it all the way over to Harrison. Harrison into the paint. Harrison gets it back. Now coming ahead with it, Richardson spins off the near side and falls away. Here comes Coberly the other direction as Harrison steals away. Saito creating a little bit of pressure. Harrison back the other direction, floats it up, wouldn't go, gets his own rebound in the paint. Off balance, puts it up, couldn't make it, but he is fouled.
Good second effort by Harrison on that rebound. And now he's being rewarded with 2 free throws.
Miller picks up his second foul, and again Pioneer at the line. Harrison puts up the first, hits it. He leads all scorers with 10 points, trying to get to 11. .106 left to go here before halftime, 27-20. Harrison can make it an 8-point game. That up and in, nothing but net on that. Not only is he good offensively, but he has a really good motion on his free throws and very solid from the line. Bedford inbounds that over to Albring. Albring gets it back to Whetstone. Whetstone trying to bring it ahead. Full court pressure by Pioneer. Salami moves it over to Whetstone, and that is going to be a whistle. That's going to be Pioneer's ball. 57.7 seconds left to go. Pioneer to inbound as Richardson will inbound over on the far sideline. Sends it back in the backcourt for Saito. Saito. Now bounce pass over to Boylan. Boylan top of the key, hands it off to Harrison. Harrison down the far side of the paint. Puts it up, wouldn't go. Not quite strong enough off the far rim. Now quickly ahead, Wingate. Moves it over to Salami. Salami back. Pulled away by Sai. Sai gets it over to Harrison with 36 seconds left. Floated into the far corner. Put up by Saito. That a little short, but Sai gets the rebound. Sai over to Boylan, top of the key. Now over to Richardson on the far wing. Richardson over to Saito on the far sideline. Harrison gets it back on the far sideline right in front of the scorer's bench. 18 seconds left to go before halftime. Pioneer is going to hold it for the last shot. 10 seconds left now. Harrison comes to down the far side of the paint, puts it up and in. Contact back there, and Harrison able to use his strength to get through that. He has 13 points. And it is 30-20, Pioneer with the lead at halftime. What are your thoughts on that first half there, Coach?
Well, Harrison name just keeps popping out at both ends, man.
Yes.
And you just mentioned 13 points, and he's missed a few in the paint.
Yeah.
Could very easily have more than that. But, yeah, he's doing a lot of good things offensively, I believe. When he gets that dribble penetration and gets in the paint, his head's not down, and he can see most of the time 3 or 4 of his teammates, and if there's pressure there, a wall defense, he's dishing it out.
Sure, yeah.
So he's not forcing things in the paint, and he's getting to the line. Do you have how many free throw attempts he has?
I can tell you how many free throws he has, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
And he's
8, sorry.
And he's missed a couple. It's probably 8 for 10.
We are on air right now, guys. We are broadcasting on air right now.
So.
Yep. So right at arborbroadcasting.com. Yeah, you guys can grab any of those. It's free to watch. We don't charge you. So grab some of those. And we try and do the JV and the varsity games. Oh, just go. It's on arborbroadcasting.com, or it's on our Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all that, man. So, yeah, there you go. Yep, absolutely.
So back to Jordan Harrison.
Indeed.
Defensively, Andy and I agreed.
13.
He's just making things happen on the defensive end, and sometimes it's not a statistic.
Yes.
But I always kept deflections, and what he does a good job at. Number one rule for a man-to-man defense is you keep your eye on the ball first, no matter what.
Yeah.
And your man is second. And the philosophy behind that is, well, no matter what your man does, if he doesn't have the ball, he's not going to hurt you.
Indeed.
So when he does do that backdoor cut, you open your angles to get him back in vision as soon as you can.
Sure.
And when you say someone does such a good job defensively, hats off to the other four guys too, because they're doing their job, which makes it easier for Harrison to get in that passing lane or make that deflection or pick off that steal.
Yes, absolutely.
And it's exciting. It's my kind of basketball. Is when you get that ball in defense, you're in attack mode immediately, and he is. He's coming down the middle of the floor. He's waiting for the trailers on the wings, and they're in the attack mode. So he's doing a good job. Both teams are playing good, solid man-to-man. Pioneers about average. They're averaging about 31 and a half, so they're at 30. Bedford's averaging 53, so they're a little below their average of it'd be what, about 27.
26, 27. Yep.
Yeah. So I think both coaches are probably in their locker room right now saying, hey, let's just keep our mistakes to a minimum.
Sure.
And Bedford is saying, hey, we just got to chip away. We don't have to come back and get this lead right away. And we got to do our job. Both of them have emphasized contesting the ball, the shots.
Indeed.
So it was a good half.
Yeah, good way to start the home.
We got this quickie stats rebound wise. Bedford's got a slight edge at the line. Harrison, you said, was
I might have gotten
9
that
for 10.
wrong. Yeah.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think. Yep.
Well, here, this might be the biggest stat right here. Bedford 12 turnovers, Pioneer 5.
That's huge. Yeah, absolutely.
And Coach Marion said that PIP, points in the paint, is important, and he's outscored Bedford in the paint 12 to 10.
It's huge. Absolutely.
3-point field goal points. Pioneer is a total of 9, and Bedford 6.
You want to do the you make the call here, and
yeah.
if I haven't moved it somewhere on you.
You got to make the call in your stack there, Andy. Okay, Mark.
Yes.
First one of the season here. I told you, I think it's a softer one.
Which means I'll miss it, but that's okay. Try not to blow the bunny here.
Okay,
So.
okay. The question is, when must an official keep a visual count? We have 4 choices. A 10-second count, a 10-second backcourt count. B, 5-second closely guarded count. C, 5-second inbound count. All of the above.
Gotcha. So we will hold on to that for a little bit. We'll let you think about that, and we'll play a couple messages from the MHSAA. We'll be back. I'll give my thoughts on that, and we'll be right back with your second half action. You're watching Pioneer Men's Varsity Basketball, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting.
Maybe you've seen the videos of the Specialized Sports Parent Support Group, or the kid holding a press conference to announce his retirement from sports. The problem is, they'd be really funny if there wasn't a lot of truth there. Multi-sport participation provides a healthier experience and lifestyle for kids and families. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Sportsmanship is still relevant in school sports. Good sportsmanship should be a given at our games. It's one of the primary reasons we have school sports to begin with, to help today's young people become tomorrow's community leaders. You can learn more about sportsmanship and download a full kit of sportsmanship ideas from the MHSAA website at mhsaa.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Health concerns in high school sports go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Why do high school sports really exist? For 99% of the participants, it's the biggest stage they will ever play on, and it provides the most educational value, teaching sportsmanship, ethics, integrity, hard work, and teamwork. It's about playing with local friends against local rivals and creating lifetime relationships. They build community spirit, and they're worthy of your continued support. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Here are 5 good reasons for high school multi-sport participation. Fewer overuse injuries, less opportunity for emotional burnout, exposure to different kids and coaches, exposure to different roles, and learning to compete better. Being a multi-sport participant can help a kid become a more well-rounded person. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
If you're a recent high school or college graduate and still have a passion for the games you played in school, still remember the thrill of putting on the uniform, why don't you help us out and become a registered high school game official? Get out there and give something back to our kids. Visit the MHSA website for more information. There's help wanted, just whistle. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Integrity, commitment, love of the game. These traits describe the people high school sporting events can't start without. The officials. They're out there every day giving back to our kids. Let's give them the respect they deserve. Better yet, why don't you become one? Visit the MHSAA website for more information. There's help wanted, just whistle. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Where can you find good information on all kinds of topics related to the well-being of our student athletes? Check out the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. Learn about multi-sport participation, heat and hydration, cardiovascular resources, as well as insurance benefits available for our students. It's all on the Health and Safety page of MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Alrighty, as we are back here at halftime, we got about a minute left, and let me see if I can get this right. So you want to read that one more time?
Sure. Here we go. You make the call. When must an official give a visual count? You have 4 choices. A, 10-second backcourt count. B, the 5-second closely guarded count. C, the 5-second inbound count. Or D, all of the above.
I'm going to say D, all of the above. I'm pretty sure I've seen them do the count as they're walking down this way, and I would imagine they do it on the inbound pass.
You want to try it, Andy? You're right. It's all of the above.
Excellent. All right. Hey, every once in a while.
And I gotta tell you, that's not as easy as it is. Most officials, I'm sure this gentleman in front of us does it. You practice.
Oh, yeah.
And then you turn around, and sometimes you're at 9, sometimes you're at 11.
Yeah, I can't imagine it's an easy thing to make sure you get the 1 1,000, 2 1,000, and have it visually. Yeah, absolutely. As Richardson to inbound right in front of us with 8 minutes up on the clock as we head into the third. Ellington brings it ahead. Ellington bounce pass over to Boylan on the near wing. Boylan comes top of the key, back over to Harrison. Harrison coming down the near side of the paint. Stops, pops. puts it off the back of the rim, trying to keep it in is Bailey, but that goes out of bounds. That is going to be Bedford's ball with 7:45 left to go here in the third. Pioneer up by 10, 30-20. Andy's son and the freshman team won big, but then the JV squad, Bedford beat them. That up and in by Harrison as he continues his fantastic run. He has 15 points. Quickly the other direction is Sheaves. Sheaves moves it over onto the near wing for Hockey. Hockey into the paint. Hockey stops, puts it up off the side of the rim. That out of bounds. That is going to stay Bedford's ball with 7:24 left to go. Sheaves, inbound, baseline left. Sheaves sends it all the way back to Hockey. Hockey now moves it over to Garty. Garty right on the blockades for Pioneer. Ellington watching him. Over on the far wing to Miller. Miller comes top of the key. On the near wing to Sheaves. Sheaves back top of the key to Coberly. Coberly fires it off the front of the rim. That pulled down by Miller underneath. As that is a foul. Ellington picks up his third foul. So we will keep an eye on that. He's the first player with 3 fouls. So Ellington comes out. Saito comes in. And ball all the way back to Coberly. Coberly over to Hockey. Now into the near corner. Hockey gets it back. Back to Coberly. Just inside of midcourt. Coberly. Now bounce pass. Top of the key. Working there is Sheaves. Sheaves all the way over to Coberly. Down the far side of the paint. That put up and in. Coberly leading all Bedford players as he has, that would actually be 8. Now here comes Harrison the other direction. Down the near side of the paint. Into the near corner. That put up by Saito and in. Saito with 6 points. Both 3-pointers. And it's 35-22. Pioneer with the lead with 6:25 left to go here in the third. Garty for Bedford. Over on the near wing to Coberly. Coberly into the paint. Coberly puts it up off glass, rolls around and in. So Coberly now has 10 points. Richardson picks up his first foul. Second on Pioneer this quarter, none on Bedford. Coberly trying to make it a 3-point play, and he does. So Coberly now has 11 points to lead all Bedford players. 35-25, back to a 10-point lead. Pioneer has the ball. Harrison coming down the baseline. Puts it up and in! Finger roll by Harrison. He has 17 points, and he continues to impress. 37-25. Coberly has it in the front court for Bedford. Coberly on the near wing. Coberly into the paint. Now dishes off into the far corner. That back to Hockey. He shoots it from the top of the key. Wouldn't go. Here comes Saito the other direction. Saito coming down the far wing. Gets it over to Bailey on the far sideline. Bailey hands it off to Harrison on the far wing. Harrison stutter steps into the far corner. There's Richardson for 3. That one just a little strong. Rebound by Gartsy the other direction. Here comes down into the paint. Sheaves. Sheaves puts it up and in. So Sheaves has 4 points. That wasn't an easy shot. 5:20 left to go here. 10-point lead for Pioneer. Harrison on the far sideline. Harrison, Bailey, top of the key, coming down the far side of the paint. Back to Harrison for 3. And off of the rim. Harrison trying to get to it as he tries to leap over and send it off of the Bedford player. And no such luck. There was a creative move. Best of intentions didn't work, but that's okay.
Yeah.
5:05 left to go. 10-point lead for Pioneer. Here comes Garty coming down in the backcourt. Garty comes over midcourt now. Picked up by Saito. Garty. Bounce pass over onto the far wing. As that Sheaves with it. Sheaves comes top of the key over to Coberly. Coberly trying to come down the far side of the paint. That down in the paint. Picked up. Put up and in by Miller. Miller now has 4 points. As offensive rebounding helping out Bedford there. Saito gets it to Harrison, top of the key for Pioneer. 37-29, that is going to be a travel call. So that's going to be Bedford's ball with 4:30 left to go here in the third. So it's an 8-point lead for Pioneer. Bedford trying to cut into that. It was 10 at halftime. Whetstone gets it into the backcourt. Now bringing ahead is Sheaves. Sheaves comes down the far side over midcourt. Sheaves on the far sideline. Richardson with pressure there. Bounce pass into the paint. Now that's set right back out to Miller on the near wing. As Garty fires that up and rebound by Pioneers. That was off of the rim. Harrison into the near corner. As that put up by Saito wouldn't go. Off the far rim, pulled down by Miller. Here comes Bedford the other direction. Miller stops, feeds it, as that is going to be a foul. Whistle underneath with 3:56 left to go. Richardson picks up his second foul. That is the third foul on Pioneer. 2 more, and Bedford will be shooting free throws. And since it was in the act of shooting here, Miller to the line. First one up off the back of the rim, no good. Trying to get it down to a 7-point lead for Pioneer. Miller has one more. Miller with some greenish blue shoes. Puts up the second one off the front of the rim as that's pulled down by Sy. And that is going to be a foul.
Foul is on Coberly, that's his second.
Coberly picks up his second foul.
And for Pioneer,
So that's the first foul of the quarter on Bedford. 37-29, Pioneer with the 3-point lead. Harrison comes over midcourt. Harrison right at the top of the key. Over to Sy on the far sideline. Sy comes top the key. Over to Harrison on the near wing. Harrison down to the free throw line. Puts it up off balance and rims it down. As that's 19 points for Harrison. 39-29, back to a 10-point lead for Pioneer with 3:27 left to go. As Whetstone has it in the near corner. Whetstone down the baseline. Out of bounds. Pioneer's ball. Good defense on the baseline. Creates the turnover. Side inbound with 3:21 left to go here in the third. Harrison brings it ahead with the 10-point lead. 39-29. Harrison over midcourt. Top of the key. Harrison coming down the far side of the paint. Dishes it off to Saito. Saito steps into a three and he hits it. Saito with 9 points, all of them 3-pointers, and they've been big. 42-29 with 3 minutes left to go. Bedford has the ball. 3-pointer for Bedford, and that's put in as that's Whetstone with a 3-pointer. Timeout called as that's back to a 10-point lead. As a big answer back there from Bedford. What are your thoughts early on the third here, Coach?
The point spread's still the same at halftime, 10 points, and we just seen Bedford miss a couple of free throws. I'm telling you, every free throw for both teams is important. Whether it's right now or with 10 seconds to go, those are free points and valuable.
Definitely. So, both teams talking things over. If you were the Bedford coach, what would you be telling your team now as they're down by 10 here over halfway through the third?
Didn't they just have it down to 8?
They did. Yep.
Yeah, I would point that out and say, that's 4 buckets, man.
Yes.
We're just down 4 or 5 buckets right now.
Indeed.
And like I said at halftime, we're going to chip away. If we get this down to 4 or 6 going into the fourth quarter, we can make a run then. But we got to make these free throws.
Indeed.
And points in the paint.
Absolutely. Well, we're back to the 10-point lead the Pioneer had at halftime. They will inbound baseline left. Sy has it there with 2:56 left to go here in the third. Now Harrison brings it up the court, over midcourt. Harrison over now into the near corner for Sy. Sy works his way around over to Harrison, top of the key. Harrison coming down the paint, puts it into the far corner. 3-pointer up and in. That's Boylan for 3. That's his first 3-pointer. He has 5 points. And a number of Pioneer players have hit it from distance. 45-32. Handing off to Coberly as that's going to be a foul on Harrison, I believe.
Foul on Jordan Harrison, that's his first.
That is going to be Harrison's first foul. 4th foul on Pioneer. So again, one more and Bedford will be shooting free throws. That ball inbounded onto the far corner. Miller has it there. Miller trying to come down the baseline. Buys in front of him. That ball's off to the near side of the rim. As racing ahead with it. Saito puts it into the far corner. There's a three-pointer for Cy. Wouldn't go. Pulled down by Garty, and here comes Bedford the other direction with a 13-point lead for Pioneer. Garty at the near elbow. Trying to come down the near side of the paint. That is going to be a charge, so offensive foul on Garty. That's going to be his second foul. Second for the quarter for Bedford. Coberly goes out as well as Hockey going out. Harrison brings it ahead for Pioneer over midcourt with less than 2 minutes left to go here in the third. Harrison comes over right in front of his own bench. Now sends it top of the key for Boylan. Harrison coming down the baseline from the near side. Harrison puts it up and just a little too strong as he put it from his back over. Now coming ahead with it. That knocked away. Miller had it. Saito ahead to Harrison as that poked away from him out of bounds. That'll be Pioneer ball.
Bedford must shut off that baseline. That's dangerous giving that up to Pioneer players attacking.
Absolutely. Pioneer to inbound. Saito inbounds baseline right. And over to Harrison on the near sideline. Now he comes top of the key. Harrison trying to come down the far side of the paint. Stops. Turns around, shoots it, and a little off the mark, but Boylan puts it up. That ball's off the rim to the near side. Here comes Bedford the other direction. That knocked away by Cy, but picked up by Lestock. Lestock puts it underneath. That up and in through contact. Albring gets that, and he has 9 points. 45-34. Pioneer up by 11. Cy to the free throw line. Over to Saito on the near wing. Saito now comes back. Sends a three-pointer, and he hits it from just off the top of the key. That is 11 points for Saito, and that's 48-34. With 45 seconds left to go in the third, Garty gives it over on the far wing to Albring. Now on the near wing is Whetstone. Whetstone gets it all the way back to Garty. Garty at the far elbow into the far corner. That ball by Lestock. Lestock trying to come down the baseline, and that's going to be out of bounds off of Pioneer. That will be Bedford's ball with 25.7 seconds left to go. 14-point lead for Pioneer. Lestock inbounding, baseline left, bounce pass. That was to a cutting Garty, put up, wouldn't go. Boylan with the rebound. Is that rimmed off? Coming ahead with it is Harrison for Pioneer. 17 seconds left. Harrison puts it to Buys. Buys off the front of the rim, falls off to the front side. Back the other direction is Whetstone for Bedford. Whetstone down the near side of the paint, puts it up and in. Basket counts for Whetstone. So Cy picks up his second foul. Now Bedford is going to be shooting here. 7.2 seconds left to go. Whetstone with the first shot up. And that was trying to get a three-point play out of bounds. That's going to be Bedford's ball with 5.6 seconds left to go. 12-point lead for Pioneer. Bedford trying to get it back to 10. With a three-pointer, they could make it 9. Lestock inbounds, baseline left. Lestock looking for a place to go. Boylan in front of him. That put up off the front of the rim as that was Albring underneath. 2.6 seconds left to go. Again, Bedford to inbound baseline left. Don't have much time, 2.8 seconds left. Lestock sends it all the way back. That's grabbed, and Saito puts up a three-pointer. That off the back of the rim, but it is 48-36. So Pioneer able to get one more point. It's a 12-point lead. It was a 10-point lead at the end of that, of the halftime. And any thoughts?
Cy had 3 threes in this quarter.
Yeah, Saito is definitely, had a couple out there, and that's been impressive. Yeah, Cy.
Yeah.
You're right. Cy had, yep, absolutely.
They took the lead with his first one, 48-34, and I thought that might be the turning point to really open it up. But Pioneers giving up how many points? This 16 in this quarter, and they only had 20 in the first half.
So they are at this point they'd have to get 17 points, 18 points in the fourth to get their average. Would Bedford. Pioneer looking pretty on track there. Normally 62, they have 48 now.
And of those 20 points, 12 of them were in the paint. So Pioneers got to tighten up the defense here for the final 8 minutes.
Bedford has the ball down by 12 in the front court. That ball moved over to Albring. Now top of the key over to Lestock. All the way over to Whetstone on the far wing. Whetstone trying to work his way to the top of the key. Now into the near corner as that's Albring with it. Albring down on the baseline. Steps back. Albring. Bounce pass. Top of the key over to Miller. Miller over on the far wing to Whetstone. Whetstone hands it off to Garty. Garty and trying to come down the near side. Fires it off from the elbow. Off the front of the rim. Falls off to the front. Grabbed by Ellington. Ellington ahead to Harrison. Harrison comes into the paint. Harrison splits a trio of players and puts it up and in. Harrison has 21 points, and it's 50-36. Pioneer with the lead here. 7:07 left to go here in the fourth. Garty brings it over midcourt. Garty into the near corner. 3-point shot. That off the far rim. Popped up high. Pulled down by Buys. Here comes Ellington coming down the far wing for Pioneer. Ellington over to Harrison. Harrison into the paint. Up and in. Count it and one. That is 23 points for Harrison. Albring picks up his first foul. First foul by either team in the quarter. So Harrison trying to make it a 3-point play the old-fashioned way with 6:50 left to go. 16-point lead, trying to make it 17. Salami in. Here comes Harrison. Good crowd here tonight. And he makes it a 3-point play. 24 points for Harrison, leading all scores. Salami brings it ahead, 53-36. Pioneer with the lead. Handoff to Coberly for Bedford, coming down the far side of the paint. Puts it up off glass, Little Strong coming at the other directions. Ellington over midcourt. Down that far sideline, Ellington comes down the near side of the paint, puts it up off glass and in. Ellington with 4 points, and it's 55-36. Pioneer with the lead. Garty coming ahead for Bedford over midcourt. Garty right on the P for Pioneer underneath the blockades with 6:13 left to go. And Bedford wants to call a timeout. Pioneer has it up to a 19-point lead. They pushed that, so they had a 12-point lead at the end of the third. They have now increased that. So
that might have been the best 2 minutes of the game for Pioneer right there, offensively and defensively, and that's still not comfortable for me as a coach.
Like a little more of a lead with 6:12 left. There's still lots of time. Lots of time. You don't want to, at this point, you want to treat every possession like it's a even score game, right?
Right, and take care of the ball, and again, you get to the line, take advantage of those free points. Absolutely.
Pioneer has 4 timeouts left. Bedford down to 2 here with 6:12 left to go. Again, nice student section here for first home game. The parents are nice and full over to our right. Bedford's brought a big contingent. It's not a short drive for them, so we appreciate them making it up here on a day that is above freezing. We got to appreciate this when we can.
True.
Although it is a beautiful 68 degrees here in the gym, so we can't complain about that.
That's correct.
So that ball inbounded on the far sideline. Bedford has it in as that's Hockey with it, tipped into the backcourt. Hockey over midcourt, gets it over to Miller. Miller trying to float it across underneath. That put up, wouldn't go. As that pulled back by Hockey. Hockey with the three-pointer. That wouldn't go off the rim. Now pulled down by Harrison. Harrison over midcourt. Harrison into the near corner. That put up by Ellington. Ellington. That off the near side, far side of the rim, fell down the other direction. Here comes Coberly. Coberly dishes it off into the far corner for Salami. Salami, that off the side of the rim, pulled down by Pioneer. Ellington the other direction with 5:34 left to go. 55-36. Ellington into the paint. Puts it up. Off glass, off the front of the rim, pulled down by Bedford. The other direction. Here comes Miller. Into the near corner for Garty. Garty puts up a three-pointer. Off the back of the rim, pulled down by Saito. Saito. The other direction. Over to Ellington. Ellington down the baseline into the near corner. That put up by Harrison. Off the near side of the rim, fell out. And that out of bounds. That is going to be Bedford's ball with 5:08 left to go. Here in the fourth, 55-36. Wingate back in for Bedford as Salami inbounding. Gets it over to Wingate. Wingate full court pressure as bringing it ahead is Garty. Garty right over midcourt. Watching him is Ellington. Garty gets a screen into the paint, into the near corner for Hockey. Hockey works his way into the near wing, over to Salami. Salami trying to get past Harrison. Salami dribbles to his right. Now at the far, it's going to reach in from behind. Harrison picks up his second foul. That is the first foul on Pioneer this quarter.
That's his second foul.
So Coberly back in. He will inbound baseline left with 4:42 left to go. Pioneer up by 19. And high ball over to Wingate. Wingate into the near corner for Coberly. Coberly stops, fires up a three. That one short, picked off by Saito. Saito coming down the far side of the lane for Pioneer. Saito into the front court. Comes top of the key. Into the near corner for Harrison. Harrison down the baseline. Harrison puts it up. Off glass and in. Harrison with 26 points for Pioneer. 57-36. Coberly ahead for Bedford with 4:12 left to go. Ball grabbing it is Wingate in the far corner. Now on the near wing is Salami. Salami back over to Hockey. Hockey down the far side of the paint. That tipped away. Hockey trying to peel that away, and that is going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow points Pioneer's way. We're 1 second over halfway through the fourth. 19-point lead for Pioneer, partial in. For Bedford, they're trying to take care of a little moisture in the paint there. Pioneer to inbound baseline left with 3 minutes, 59 seconds left to go. So Ellington has it. Ellington over to Saito. Saito back to Ellington. Ellington coming up the near side of the court. Ellington being watched over there by Partial. Ellington bounce pass over to Boylan. Back to Ellington. Ellington trying to come on the near side of the paint all the way to Saito. Saito takes a step to the far elbow. Shot there, rims off to the near side. Coming ahead with it is Salami. Salami has that tipped away by Harrison. Harrison coming into the paint. Harrison makes a move, puts it up as that is going to be a foul on Salami. That's his first. So Salami picks up his first foul, and that's 57-36. Now Harrison to the line, shooting two, as he was in the act of shooting when fouled. Bends the knees, puts it up, puts it in, nothing but net there. Harrison has 27 points. He can make it 28 with this one here. 22-point lead for Pioneer, trying to make it 23. That one rims off the near side. Rare miss from the line from Harrison, as that is going to be a foul on Buys. So Buys picks up his third foul. Bedford will inbound on the near sideline. Harrison goes out as he has 27 points, gets a wonderful round of applause from the Pioneer fans with 3:31 left to go. Clock not moving. There we go. We'll get it down to 3:27 there. As every once in a while you think you got your finger on the start button and it's not there. Those scoreboards are not easy to run, I tell you what.
No, that's a high-stress job.
Whetstone to inbound on the near sideline, and that is going to be off-ball foul there. Is that on? I thought he said 21. Yup, Mapes. So Mapes picks up his first foul. Ellington in the backcourt. Pioneer with the ball. And the 24-point lead, Ellington. And off the glass, off the rim, hard down to the court. As Cy went down hard, he is still on his back. We're going to hope he's all right. He's sitting up, that's good to see, but he took a heck of a spill. Gets a help up from Boylan and Buys, and Pioneer will inbound baseline right with 3:18 left to go. So Cy goes out, he'll get a breather. Richardson back in for Pioneer. Bounce pass, and that knocked away from Buys, out of bounds. Saito again will try and inbound from the baseline right with 3:17 left to go. Cy looks to his right as that's knocked away again there by Mapes. Again, that's going to be inbounding. Saito looking to his left. Saito skies it out. That grab by Richardson. Richardson over to Ellington. 3:13 left to go here in the fourth. Ellington, top of the key, hands it off. Now Saito stops on the near wing. Saito back top of the key to Ellington. Ellington calling out signals. Ellington bounce pass as Buys had it on the near side of the paint. And that is going to be a foul. So Partial picks up his first foul. That is the second foul on Bedford. Both Bedford and, fifth foul on Bedford, yeah. So that's Pioneer's going to be shooting the rest of the way as Buys puts it up. Off the back of the rim, would not go. One more coming for Buys. Buys puts up the second one off the back of the rim. That's pulled down. Here comes Salome the other direction over midcourt. And along the near wing, Partial puts up a three. Partial hits it. So Partial with his first points of the game, he has three. 58-39. Pioneer up by 19. Ellington into the front court. Ellington into the paint. Puts it up and in. Ellington now has 6 points. Offensive foul, excuse me. So Ellington picks up his fourth foul. Bedford inbounded with 2:38 left to go. Now over midcourt is Partial. Partial into the near corner. And ball grabbed by Salome. Salome on the near wing. Salome comes top of the key, now trying to come down the far side of the paint. Salome. That ball out of bounds. Pioneer ball. Bedford wanted a foul. 2:22 left to go here in the fourth. Ellington, backcourt pressure. Ellington has it. Trying to work his way around Partial. Ellington over midcourt. 2:15 left to go. Pioneer up by 19. Boylan into the paint. Boylan puts it up and puts it in. Boylan has 7 points and it's 60-39. Bedford over midcourt with 2 minutes left to go. Salome into the far corner for Whetstone. Whetstone makes it to the free throw line. That ball trying to pull it away. Buys has it ahead to Ellington. Ellington over midcourt. Ellington on the far wing. Ellington, that knocked away out of bounds off of Bedford as Partial got his hand in the way. Partial's been a little bit of a spark plug for Bedford, but it may well be too late.
Too little, too late, yes.
As now coming in for Pioneer, Kaiser comes in for Pioneer. So Selby and Kaiser in, as Saito has it just inside of midcourt. Saito into the paint, into the far corner, trying to get it over to Kaiser. That out of bounds. 1 minute 38 seconds left to go. Bedford with the ball, bringing it ahead is Albring. Albring over midcourt. 1 minute 33 seconds left to go. Albring on the far sideline. Kaiser watching him. Albring gets it back over to Partial. Partial comes over onto the far sideline. Saito watching him with 1:22 left to go. Lestock has it to the far elbow. Lestock trying to dribble as he comes back. Saito watching him. Lestock down the far side of the paint. Puts it up off glass. Didn't find the rim, but a whistle underneath. 1:10 left to go.
Looks like the 5 on the floor for Pioneer are still in aggressive man-to-man. They were matched up well.
Saito picks up his second foul. First shot is up off the rum, off the front of the rim for Lestock. Crum in as well as Dunlop and Camara. Second one up off the back of the rim. That grabbed as working with it is Mapes. Mapes comes into the far corner. That shot off the rim. Trying to pull it down to the ground. Trying to pull that away was Crum, and here comes Pioneer with it. Now into the front court. Here comes Kaiser. Kaiser to the free throw line. Kaiser bounce pass. That taken away with 42 seconds left. Here comes Bedford down the far side of the court. Lestock has it. Lestock has Kaiser on him. Lestock, 34 seconds left. Bounce pass, stolen away by Pioneer. As now coming down with it, Selby got the steal. Bounce pass by Dunlop, that ball loose. Trying to pull that away, a loose ball, and by the way, Dunlop had 19 points in the JV game. .6 seconds left to go. 60-39. Albring brings it ahead for Bedford down the near side of the paint. Loses the handle out of bounds. There was a whistle and a foul on Pioneer. I believe that's Selby picks up his first foul. That's 5 fouls on Pioneer, so to the line goes Albring. With 11.1 seconds left to go, trying to get it under a 20-point lead as that rims out. 60-39, Pioneer with a 21-point lead. Albring can make it an even 20 with 11 seconds left. Albring puts it in as Albring has 10 points. He gets into double digits. As Dunlop brings it ahead for Pioneer, 7 seconds, 6 seconds, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And Pioneer wins by a score of 60-40. Taking a look at your scores, Bailey had 3 points, 27 for Harrison for Pioneer, 4 for Ellington, 11 for Cy, 6 for Saito. Boylan had 7 and Buys with 2. Again, this is all unofficial, my own numbers. Partial had 3. Whetstone with 5 over on the Bedford side, 4 for Sheaves, 4 for Miller, 10 for Albring, 11 for Coberly, leading all Bedford scores, and 5 for Hockey. So obviously, if we were to give a player of the game, it'd be Harrison out there as he had 27 points. What are your final thoughts on that game, Coach?
Well, I got a couple things in my notes here, and we got our total quickie stats from Andy. I'll start with Bedford. I thought that Nick Coberly did a very good job at both ends. He welcomed the contact in the paint.
Yes.
And maybe he didn't score a lot, but he made some buckets when they needed them after Pioneer had made a run. And Pioneer ended up with 60, and they've been averaging giving up 53. So I think overall the team did pretty well.
Yeah,
against
2.3 off of their average for offense, but boy, 15 points under their average for defense. That's huge, right?
Yeah, exactly. And a few quick notes regarding Harrison. The average fan always looks at that offense and the total points, but you also got to look at the defense. And he did a really good job. I'd like to see the film. I bet there were at least 4 or 5 times he attacked down the middle, and especially second half, the defense was focused. He drew the defense to him. He saw the players on the perimeter, and he got the ball to him. He not only had 27 points, but he's responsible for a lot of other points with those assists. I think that Harrison and Elton are going to be a good guard combo for the season.
And you have Sai and Saito being able to relieve them. They have 4 good guards on this team. They really do.
Yeah, they got depth.
Yeah, you love to see it.
Second half or total? Second half, we have, as far as rebounds, Pioneer out-rebounded them 17-11. At the line, Pioneer shot 67%, while Bedford shot 25%. And that free throws hurt Bedford, too.
Indeed.
Turnovers was the same, 7 and 7. In the paint points, Pioneer 16, Bedford 12. 3-point field goals, Pioneer had 12 and Bedford 6. So,
excellent.
Looks like we have East Point coming up, and Bedford's hosting Tecumseh.
Excellent. So we will be back here at on Thursday for both the JV and varsity men's basketball. We will have Pioneer men's hockey live versus Chelsea from Yost Ice Arena tomorrow. If you want to go, you don't have to pay as much as you have to pay to watch Michigan hockey to go check that out. So go over to Yost, and then we'll have our first women's basketball game on Friday versus Saline. I want to thank Coach Ahrens for all of his fantastic work. Thank you, Andy, for all of his wonderful stats. My name is Mark Wiseman. Thank you very much for cheering for whichever team you do. Have a fantastic rest of your evening, and we'll see you tomorrow.